Hello folks, Jolt here with today's installment of MOCtober 3, and today we're looking at something a little bit more bionicle based. I can't do those diorama things forever, so I thought I'd try and do something, well, something that's been on my mind for a little while, but never really got around to doing until now. If you remember my one of my first videos, I reviewed a Hero Factory Brain Attack figure. One of the ones that had a little brain slug. And the main thing I noticed about those brain slugs was they just reminded me a lot of basically a giant Karada from the old Bionicle Rahkshi line. So I thought, why don't I make a Rahkshi using a brain slug as a Karada? And that's where this monstrosity came to be. I'm calling this the Pumpkin Spice Rahkshi because Rahkshis are forces of destruction, and this time of year, pumpkin spice basically takes over everything. Yeah, just personal opinion, keep the pumpkin spice in the pie. I'll go for apple cider any day. To start off, I'm going to remove his staff so he's a bit easier to deal with. The staff itself is very long, yet very simple. And here we have just the base Rahkshi. As you can tell, a lot of orange on him. Really, the only thing on this figure that I don't like how it came out would be the head. It's a bit too scrambled. From the front, it looks okay. From the side, not too much. He does have a mouth that opens, because in the movie and the games where the Rahkshi made an appearance, they were often screaming at people. As for this piece right here in the chest, that is mostly just to fill space. True, without it, probably a little more accurate and more true to the Rahkshi's general design. Sorry I don't have one built for comparison. The forearm, basically just a piece that I never know what to do with, but it made for a pretty good forearm here. As you can see here, it's just a pretty simple little configuration to attach it. The weird part is making the hand stable because unless it has something blocking it, it would just fall and droop down. This is actually the first time I've successfully been able to make these kinds of legs on my own. All the times I've tried, I've never quite gotten the hang of it. This time, I'm getting there. I'm getting the hang of it. So just like just an armored shin, has a foot for a knee, has a smaller arm system that kind of helps add friction to the hips. Basically, I want to make sure this thing did not fall over constantly, as there is a lot of mass here. Sadly though, right now that is as far as his legs will bend forward. And so those were his legs fully extended. But now he's too tall for me to even get into camera without having to show past the sideboards here. This foot setup is mainly just to make the feet look as accurate to the original feet as they could possibly be. And last, but certainly not least, we have the back. This was stores the Brain Slug Rahkshi, and is also where I started on this, because if this thing wouldn't work, this whole thing would not work. Now, unlike the original Rahkshi, where the back would just open up on a hinge, I couldn't quite do that here. So here, the sides of the container also are the spikes, which open up to reveal the brain slug. So this is the brain slug I was talking about. Now the original plan, I was thinking have this part be in the Rahkshi head. Again, like in the movie and the games, at the Rahkshi, these things would usually pop out of the head. It was stored in the back, but whenever the Rahkshi would scream, the head of the Karada would pop out of the head. So yeah, originally I was planning, have this be the head, build the Rahkshi head over it, and use the eyes as the Rahkshi eyes. The eyes are too small to pull that off. That was just not going to work. Now while I don't have a Rahkshi built to give a comparison, I do have a Karata to give a comparison in size of the brain slug. Yeah, it's a lot bigger. And that is my giant Rahkshi. Again, the feet could be a little bit better, and the head definitely needs some work, but I do like how this all turned out. And if anyone can do a better job, and I'm pretty sure I've seen a better job already, just can't remember where, I would like to see it. So I thank you folks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time, and I hope you have a safe month.